Yeah, I was just, all right. No, I'm like rubbing alcohol. He's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like wondering why you made me use beer. I'm like, no, 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 no. But yeah.
So wait, he tried to make you wash a game disc off with a fucking beer?
So I told him to use rubbing alcohol to clean off the fingerprints and everything to make it all smooth back
All
in the
right.
day, and he used fucking a can of beer because like alcohol, and the first thing that went to his mind is beer.
Who is Greta Thunberg without Googling anything? Why, Itchy, did you watch like Reddit today and yesterday or something? Greta Thunberg or whatever the fuck her name is a like a very she was when she started female activist that like everyone is shit on, even Bezos or whatever, you know? Yeah, Anders actually Greta Thunberg. I don't know who that dude is that sex trafficked or whatever who she got like that just had beef with her, but I'm sure he's like some kind of terrible rapper. Next question. Andrew Tate's, yeah. I'm sure he's just some kind of terrible rapper. Andrew Tate probably just some shit rapper. Or a UFC fighter or something.
He's a YouTube personality, you know.
Well, some
I could be wrong.
douchebag.
He's got a very confusing accent too.
Um I'm pretty sure Major Taylor Green is also a rapper. I see them a lot in the news. You've heard him speak? Oh yeah, yeah, for real, Nick. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I don't even fucking know.
No, there was a Itchy. I heard him speak because there was a clip of him abusing a woman that was made available on Reddit, and I was like, oh no.
Jesus. But yeah, I every morning when I wake up, I take a dump and I read Reddit. I go from my local town to now to Dwarf Fortress, but then to all. I gotta keep up on the what's going on in the world, you know. Yeah, only.
Yeah, just for the quality. Yes. No.
Really
yeah, I'm
quick.
not even gonna repeat that out loud.
I don't know if UFC is the same, but I'm sure it's headed towards the same. But I've said it a little bit ago, like last month. I genuinely, not too long ago, tried to watch sports, real sports. All right, and the reason I say I tried to watch them is because, dude, I don't even understand how people are watching sports like in this day and age. Because like people bitch about a fucking 3 second unskippable YouTube commercial, bro. Literally the whole time I was trying to watch fucking I tried to watch some basketball and I tried to watch some football. Commercials, unavoidable commercials, non fucking stop. Like how do you have fun
Oh yeah. Dude.
even watching a game like that? Like I'd rather watch a game after it's fucking done. I know why it is. I'm
Modern
just saying.
television is now. We now interrupt your 5 minutes of gameplay with 25 minutes of commercials.
Toyota Hyundai, we're still around. Buy one.
You don't really know why it is, though.
Oh, is it because of when Janet Jackson's nipple came out on the halftime show?
No. Not because that guy who broke his leg. It's because they put all those. No one cares how many commercials are in sport, because just recently, within the last year or couple years, they've legalized sports betting. So
Yeah. All right.
the way you view sports now is you are on your phone the entire time the game is going on, and through all the commercials and all the breaks, you're just making bets on what's going to happen. And that is the point of going to sports now. Nobody watches the sports. they become the sports.
Well, it is weird because
and you can do it on an app.
I did
during the game.
I saw that happening recently as well. Actually, 3 children were just sitting there like betting, and that's what he was telling me. He's like, "Oh, I can just bet on like what he's gonna do when this comes up," and I was like,
Yeah,
and they were just wasting money.
bet on such specific shit. Like you could be like, I bet that this specific player is.
He's gonna get a
foul in this
000
one."
flippity.
Yeah. So that's why no one cares anymore. The commercials help you because you have more time to be on your phone and place your bets.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I saw. I like Reddit it and all that and stuff. I looked it up in Reddit, and some people were like, "I like the commercials. I take a piss and blah blah blah." I'm like, "What are you doing? Just chugging beer the whole time, and you have to constantly piss or something? Like every fucking 3 minutes?"
That's the American way. I gotta piss very often. bunch of beers. You should
Anyways,
see Siege Night.
you
After
should
like
see it on
every
Siege.
round, there's like a 50% chance after every round to just be like, oh, gotta go piss. Oh, Elm.
Man,
Yes.
you know what's killing me right now is that I gotta pee a little bit, and
Oh.
just you saying that's making me want to deny the tyranny of my bladder.
That new Fat Nick album, not bad.
I didn't even know he had a new album. I haven't looked.
The one song that I've heard from it on Pandora, I say new album, but it's like it's just an album I've never fucking heard nothing on.
I was gonna
before.
say it's probably
Could be
that old one that we already ran past you, and you were like, "What is this shit?" with the punk rock on it.
Which one? I gotta see the album art. I
The
don't
album art
remember
is like a
shit.
Marlboro pack.
No, not that one. I
Alright.
don't think. Send me a picture of it. Send me.
Send me a picture. I gotta like find it. I gotta see if he's put a new
I'm
album
pretty
out.
sure. Pretty sure the one that I just saw was just basic drug on table white line of drug.
Yeah, you're,
cool.
it's. I'm gonna just send you a fucking random song, so I don't want to get the picture.
Okay,
But this isn't even a good song or anything, so this isn't like this is what you saw. I'm pretty sure, right?
let me take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
whole
there-
album is complete fucking garbage.
No, there was one on there that Pandora gave to me, and I'm like, oh shit, this might be the best thing Fat Nick has ever made.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
He does have one with Shakewell,
Pretty
but
sure
I didn't
that
like
was the...
I didn't like any of them, honestly.
Actually, I'm not sure. I wish. Can I look through my Pandora listen history?
Not after you've like closed it out and shit. You have to like do it as you've been watching.
Fuck.
Yeah, you know. But, anyways, I was gonna have today, instead of being about 3 interesting things we found out about the internet, I just wanted to talk video games today, because we all fucking love video games, right? We're video gamers. But, and I even might already know, both your guys' answers. But, I wanted to talk about video games that, like, that we really enjoyed, like, but more of an obscure video game, hopefully, and maybe like something that like a video game that you enjoyed in the way that like you didn't intend to like I don't know, like you didn't expect to
My
enjoy
Summer
it
Car.
the way you did. My Summer Car. Well, do you wanna start then, Itchy, with My Summer Car?
So, I bought my summer car first day it ever came out on Steam. Just popped up in my Steam, like,
It was just there.
You know
It
how
was
Steam-
destiny.
exactly. You know how Steam has, like, the your picks or whatever?
Yeah.
So I had never looked at that before in my life. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and have a look? And it was the day the game came out, and I saw some pictures of it of just all the parts, and holy shit! So I like get it, and I'm like, oh, gonna be a fun game. Put the cow together, and what I didn't expect is it's just a hardcore life simulator. Like
Not just a life simulator. A Danish life simulator.
Finnish.
Sorry.
So when it first came out, the lore was a little different. I think they changed the year or changed your character's
They
age or
retconned
something.
it. Huge mistake.
Exactly. They retconned the shit out of it. So like originally, I'm pretty sure you were a 15-year-old Finnish boy. Pretty sure they've changed it now to be 18,
Now you're Christian.
and now you're Christian.
Not the religion, the person.
Yeah, I just I didn't expect to. It's got such charm. It looks awful, but it looks awful in such a charming way.
Now, when My Summer Car, like, did you actually go in expecting to like it though? Like, you were like, oh fuck, this like, did you expect to be
I
such a
didn't
hardcore sim? Mechanically?
I didn't. So I didn't expect. So I was like, all right, this game's $5. It was $5. I was like, this game's $5. It looks like you can go put a car together. That looks fun. And yeah, I thought I would like that part of it, but I thought the game was overall going to be kind of a meme, you know. But
I really thought it was gonna all be shit, but I really liked getting sausage and beer and pissing all over.
like from the beginning, it was just such a hardcore, like compared to other things available. It's like it's the only game where it's like it's a car game, but also it's like you have no map, you have hunger and thirst, you have stress that you need to manage. Um, they just don't tell you how to get to the store. There's like a shittily drawn little map, and like when I first played it, just trying to get to the store was such a monumental challenge.
Maybe Necro will have a word for this or something, but I'm gonna call it, for me, the Morrowind effect. Did this game, did My Summer Car for You give you this, what I'm calling a Morrowind effect? And what I mean by that is, like, is this a game
Total
that
immersion.
not just the immersion, but did it like set a standard where you're like, wow, I can't believe they're coming out with games like this right now, and it kind of made you think like better what things were coming, and then they never did. Even to this day, you still just go back to
So-
play My Summer Car because there's nothing better in that genre.
I do go back to My Summer Car, but My Summer Car spawned a genre of like
Like long
pretty sure the
drive.
Long Drive.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure the Long Drive is inspired because like My Summer Car just had such personality, and it was so distinguished from other games, and it's made in fucking Unity, and they use stock Unity sounds that are in other games for some of the shit. But like all of the textures and like the fact that everything is just in Finnish, it's really charming.
I gotta say, like, it's just I feel like even My Summer Car, like, it did spawn its own series genre, and even like you could say like,
Monbazoo is a direct ripoff. Well,
well, it's,
direct. It's not a ripoff. It's like truck version, but it's just not as detailed.
but it's
Nothing
like
else
those
is
other simulators. Like we've tried shit. Like Mud Runner is a great game, but it's definitely lacking on like there's no reason to get the fuck out of your truck and try to be the person driving it or whatever. It's just about the truck. But like,
Yeah, if it was more immersively like, you're a character running around. Like even if it was just the shit quality of like farming simulator running around.
yeah,
Like, if you
that's
could just
that's what I'm saying too. Is it like I'm kind of disappointed there isn't those kind of intricacies in Farming Simulator to like a long drive extent. But even playing the long drive, I understand why there isn't at the same time, because it's like, all right, you have like how many components are working together in fucking My Summer Car? It's almost like Dwarf Fortress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can see it's all like all the stuff for your save is like in a text file. So like your game save is a text file. And like you can read it, and it just has values for all the different shit going on, and that's all that gets saved. Like just a bunch of values.
And you know what I mean, though? Like, when I say there's a bunch of shit going on, like, when in My Summer Car, fucking, because I've played the multiplayer with you, it was actually hilarious. You were on acid that day, or was
The
I?
game's multiplayer?
Well, there's a mod. Was it you
Yeah,
were
there's a
tripping that day,
really bad
right?
Yeah, I think
All right.
so.
I think it
And-
was, yeah. And you were like, I'm just tripping, let's fucking play something. And I was like, let's do My Summer Car. And that's when we went out on the boat throwing fireworks at each other to the little cabin or whatever.
Oh my fucking god. My Summer New Year.
My Summer New Year. I think I still have it on the deleted YouTube channel. Maybe.
Oh, it's not on your current YouTube channel?
No,
Oh yeah, the maker of that multiplayer mod. Remember he came and like commented
Oh
on your
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, he did. Yeah, it might still be there. I can't remember. It might be on the. I can't remember. Because one day before they were like legalizing weed, I was eating a lot of dabs, and I like woke up and had a panic attack that the government was gonna kick my door in. So I deleted all my YouTube videos.
Oh
It
nice.
was a good time. That's what
funny.
that's what you get for eating grams of dab raw consecutively for days. You wake up having panic attacks at some point. But what I was trying to say is like the same with My Summer Car is like there's just a shitload going on as to like you can literally take off like just random like I don't know shit about engines, so I'm like, wait, you have to put like a block down, then like a cover, and then throw the pistons in the cover and like use the right fucking screwdriver and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, oh, that was another thing. So, like, you expect to go in a game and it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna slap a car together, go drive it around, and you're expecting it to be like, what is the game called? It's not the long drive, but it's fuck.
You're expecting dirt rally racers.
Yeah, but then like you get into the game and it's like, all right, here are 12 wrenches. You get to just guess which size is the right size until you find it. And then once you do find it, you have to tighten it and loosen it with your scroll wheel, one tick at a time. And you have to do it until it's all the way screwed in. Fucking ridiculous.
The only game I think that comes close to like the customization of how you can do shit too, because like BeamNG has crazy shit, but it's not like you're not taking that engine apart yourself, right? Like it's not,
Yeah,
it doesn't have to
exactly.
process it the same way My Summer Car does. So like it was actually hilarious when like, because Itchy is a My Summer Car
Summer
pro.
Car shows you can stick your head through the engine block while the engine's running, and you can see the pistons actually moving, and they move faster at higher RPM. So like it's simulating just for no fucking reason.
An
really,
actual engine.
except for just to be real as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like simulating the actual movement compared to the RPM.
I think
like,
that's why I had so much fun with it with you though, because when we did multiplayer, you'd be like, "Yeah, come on, get in!" And like all this insane shit is happening, and you'd be like, "We're going to the gas station to get some fucking sausages and a new car mod. This baby's really gonna rip." And then we get fucking crashed into on the way there or something by the police or some shit.
yeah.
Or like, what was it? We were both on the scooter, and I like put my
Oh
head
my
to the
God.
side, and I died by the bee or whatever. Because you
Yeah,
had the
'cause
helmet
you didn't
on.
have the helmet on.
It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when the game first came out, if your windshield was broken or if you were on the moped without the helmet, you would just be driving, and if you were going over a certain speed, you have a chance to have a bee fly into your eye, and you would just die instant.
It just
And the
tells
game,
you.
like, the game by default is on permadeath, and if you don't know how to change it, you're just playing the game on permadeath, and like it takes a long ass time. It can take a long ass time to build the car.
Any final notes on fucking My Summer Car?
I'm sold.
I want my winter car to come out, and the game's way better with a steering wheel.
It's true.
I'm not sold anymore.
A steering wheel is a fun accessory as long as you want to use it.
Yeah, as long as you want to drive cars.
As long as you want to drive car. The whatever one that I have, the G20 or whatever.
G27?
G27.
G29.
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 That racing wheel. The only thing it's honestly fucking missing is a goddamn e-brake, and thank God
Handbrake,
Christian
yeah.
fucking just comes in for the My Summer Car. And he was here yesterday, but he
Oh
wasn't
my
saying
God.
shit. So I think his
Another
mic's
thing-
broken.
Another thing I loved about My Summer Car is fucking Christian got it and started playing it, and he streamed it to me.
Oh
And the way
yeah.
he did things was just so wacky and
Christian's
fantastic.
Christian's My Summer Car streams could have gotten famous if he would have just done them, but
So he used the tractor to pick up the couch, and he drove the couch all the way to the store so that he could sleep right there wherever he wanted.
It's
And
genius.
and
he went into the pub and he got like a meal, and he went and actually put it down on his on the table, and he like sat down and he ate his fucking meal from the pub.
he's a good
And then
role
like
player.
a bus showed up. So a bus showed up, and Christian like goes and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take the bus," and gets his crate of beer. And he goes and he puts it on the bus, and then he goes back out for something else, and the bus just leaves, like with all of his shit, and he's like just cursing the bus driver.
Wasn't he like, oh my uncle had a tractor just like this one?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and he would see random buildings in the game, and he would be like, "Oh my god, this is exactly what it looks like." Oh, and the whole map was actually based on a real place. There's like a real Timo's.
I swear to God, if I ever get any fucking money, I'm gonna take you to go visit that town then.
This.
We're gonna get a Satsuma? We're gonna get a Satsuma and go ride around that town.
The Satsuma is just a Datsun.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll get a
Get the
Datsun.
licensing. Datsun is now Nissan.
Well, know we vibrate.
Oh my God! Did you see what I'm
Oh,
saying? I don't even
he's
know what
in
he's
the
done.
other.
Yeah, I don't even know what he's done.
What? What?
Christian, follow the sound of our voice. Come back.
Your whole mic is fucked, Christian. I don't know what you've been doing since you went to school, but it has been learning about mic settings.
You're not majoring in micro.
He's muted. He's unmuted. He's
He's
deafened.
not majoring in being muted.
All right, so
I think he was probably just in Discord checking his settings.
that's all he does. He doesn't care about us. All right, so weird fucking niche games that you didn't think you'd enjoy in the way you did. I'm gonna Boo, give us what you were gonna say before Itchy came in and started talking about Miley Cyrus or whoever and Andrew Tate.
The game I enjoyed was Worm, but that was before I met you guys in the Worm world itself.
Was it Worm Online or Unlimited?
No, online.
Oh,
it was
alright.
back before. I think there was just after they made the few PvP clusters or something like that. I can't remember what exactly all that stuff was, but I was so new to it that I didn't understand most of it. But it was the one world, and a few games have had this, but for me, for whatever reason, if you can dig in the dirt, it makes it more immersive. And in Worm, you can dig in the dirt, quote unquote.
I
You
hope
can
Arc
make
2 has
tunnels,
sea
make
levels and
mines.
we can dig.
Better than any other game, basically.
Yeah, and that's sad because it's really shitty. It's gotten so much better, but in the beginning, it was just like you need to look at the ceiling for 5 hours to be able to push it all the way to the top. And that was like because the game, your skill was so low and everything, and like, but you did it because you're like gaining all these other skills, and you're going to be able to kill stuff. And when you would attack, the combat is literally the same as it always has been. It's an eyesore, but it has advanced and it's great. And I don't know, like for whatever reason, the game has so many faults, but the community, just like you guys talking about your game with the My Summer Car, like there's no way that you'd ever see me pick that up and be like enjoying that by myself by any means.
But
But
one thing that
that's
you
myself.
might enjoy, it has a whole working computer with like simulated 1995 internet, and you can connect to a chat room that other people playing My Summer Car with the computer and game.
Is that where
That's pretty advanced.
What?
That's pretty
Wow.
advanced.
that's where Long Drive stole it from? Except Long Drive just doesn't work.
You had to actually put in the commands that if you were using a computer from that era, you could get floppy disks for different games, and if you knew the commands, you could get into this chat room.
There goes Christian. He
That's
fucking
very
tried.
niche, that's very neat.
But I mean, like Worm was. I will say Worm was fucking crazy. Like, there's a reason we played it for so long, and the only reason that we stopped playing it was, again, just the lack of. It wasn't the lack of community. It was just like no one. It seemed like the whole Worm player base gave no fucks about roleplay whatsoever, and like didn't care about anything besides what they were building.
Yeah,
There's Christian again.
no one talked to us.
It did collect a lot of the builders because again, the system was so advanced technically that you could make levels and make different stories and make the castle you wanted to always make. But my problem is like the walls were the same all the way up and the tops of the walls were all the way up, and I'm like, they didn't really interact. But I was like, to do do this much is pretty cool, and I enjoyed it for many years. I dug many tunnels, and I finished many roads, and leveled shitloads of hills and stuff, and got in combat a few times, but I never like experienced the magic side of it. Like even in RuneScape, if you were a new person coming into it, you were slow, you were fumbling around and stuff. But these guys that were years, 12 years into it, by that time probably, were destroying people, running up, and they one shot them, cut their head off and stuff. And,
I would
but it would all
say
be text.
I would say Worm Online was almost kind of what I thought RuneScape was going to be, because when we did that private server, like I was like so hyped because I just didn't realize that RuneScape like is just basically like a
Very individual.
grindy, yeah, and like I'm not saying anything against that because I get that there's like dungeons at the end or whatever, but I was thinking there'd be like weird, like how we did WoW dungeons, you know what I mean? Like I thought there was more to RuneScape than what there was. But like,
Yeah.
but Worm had that aspect, but at the same time, like if there was, I don't know, maybe if there was more active devs on a storyline sense in Worm, it would have had it. But
Yes.
like when we say like player made dungeons and shit, like there was never like there was one dungeon by the two brothers or whatever. There was like that maze, and we were like, dude, we gotta go visit that, and we hadn't.
I think the reason that Worm Online wasn't as popular is the same reason as like Space Station 13 and like Dwarf Fortress, and that's because they're just way too in depth for the average player.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I just want to shoot magic. I just want to swing the sword. I don't want to practice for 2 real days. This is stupid.
I would call it the Biggs play style, but Biggs will obviously dedicate himself to games and stuff. But there's times when you play shit with Biggs when he's like, "Is there guns in this? I'm done."
Yeah.
I don't blame the players for that. I blame devs for making games like that.
Well, you didn't like Worm?
No. What you're saying is like the players that are like, I just want to shoot magic and win. I don't want to practice for 2 real days. I'm like,
Yeah.
like more games were like that, and then the devs started making it like, hey, listen, we know you just took 5 bullets straight to the head, and most video games would let you die, but in this game, you could just go run behind that rock and wait till your health regenerates. And then 50 other games go, yeah, us too. And then like another game goes, this armor makes you God. And then another game goes, give me 90 cents every time you die and you'll resurrect on the spot.
It's just
And then like,
different
it's just-
genres too.
and then it's just all games doing it. Like
Well,
I'm with
Worm-
you. Like a game like Worm is fucking like the simulation effect is outstanding, right? The idea that like you're gonna not only make an impact on the world, but it's gonna have taken you enough time that other people that do play this game are gonna go, hey man, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with Worm is everyone playing is building something they want everyone to come check out, and no one is going to check out anyone's anything.
So that's a thing I want to say though. I feel like there's a big chunk in the game missing in Worm, because I understand it's player driven, but you're not driven to do anything but that, right? Because when we built a tavern, we thought there was going to be reasons for people to like be coming through, like maybe there'd be like world raids.
Yeah, there's no travel required.
Yeah,
in Worm.
nothing. Like nothing
you-
is making you leave your area once you have it.
Everything is making you stay. Even
Sure.
And
like, there's so much work. Hello.
oh god,
What?
what is he? He sounds so quiet now too. Christian?
They just imagine he's really small.
Yeah, tiny.
He's here, but he's just very small.
First of all, the
Oh.
reason why.
Do
The
you have
reason
a
why
gain
my-
knob on your amp?
Have him hold the
Maybe.
antenna higher.
Turn it down.
Mate. What about now?
Oh god. Christian, why
Now
can't you just get a
turn
USB
on
microphone like a
microphone
regular
boost.
person?
Go into your Windows settings for that sound device and turn on microphone boost. Turn it up in Windows settings.
Really quick, boo. Like what about fucking? So when did you find Worm through obscurity and like, or like what were you trying to look for like a different game when you found it?
I I was looking around at that time. I think I was still playing Dark Age of Camelot.
I was
but
playing the
game
field,
world-
you know.
Great game. New
I-
Eden
I
server out
enjoyed it.
right now too.
Yeah, I wanted to go try it. The problem, like the bigger problem is I've always had friends not playing, wanting to play it, or they played it at different times, or never. If you get in, team games are amazing whenever you have a group of people that want to play it, and that's
Yeah.
like that's Civilization in a nutshell. Team games
Well,
are
that's-
amazing when everybody wants to play together.
Yeah, I
but, you know,
love-
there's always one guy that's like, "Fuck that."
I love gaming with
it's
fucking
philosophy.
people, and that's what I was bitching with about like Itchy and Biggs, is because like we were doing Warcraft Ascension, and it's a lot of fun. It really is, and we're able to 3-man through like dungeons and shit. But it's like, all right, it's time to raid. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to set shit up, and also like then we're gonna have to join a guild or whatever. But I was like saying it before, like I'd rather sit there and raid or like do shit like that with like a whole group of friends, because I'm trying to like sit and chill in Discord and socialize, but like I hate failing with randos and shit too, because some randos are just the most toxic pieces of shit you'll ever deal with, right? So I guess that like it gets so daunting sometimes. As Necro was saying it too about something about when we were saying dead MMOs or what the fuck ever, but it's like I don't mind playing an MMO that's dead as long as I have enough people to go into dungeons and shit with and actually fucking like not do them in a hard
yeah.
way. But also it's like I just want to throw in that the fucking other problem I have with MMOs that don't have a lot of population is when they have and I already told this to you, Necro, was the fucking the player driven economy. Like when there's no players driving it, some of that shit to grind gets crazy. And you're like, well fuck. This ain't Warcraft where I go buy a stack of this at the very least. Like I gotta go grind this, and I need my friends to help me grind this because this game was made like that. But
Yeah, 100%.
no, that's the thing. Like, and it's not that it dropped off with Worm for me. I think I stopped doing Worm just because we just weren't getting honestly any like role play or any replayability out of it after we like succeeded in what we were trying to do.
Right. I think it's the tools to gotta be easy sometimes for people to use, and like programming interactions is not like simple by any means, in my opinion. You know, I don't know fucking shit, but anyways, the world itself is all just, you know, interactions and being able to play with whatever things you have inside that world makes it a good like a lot of people can have a lot of fun and people will stick around. But in Worm, like you said, everybody's building everything, and there's not necessarily like people will be offline, so you like go to a place and you're like, oh, I can look inside these little windows, there's some cool stuff, but you're like, all right, well, I'll leave them a message, they don't log on for weeks. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
like what plagues the games is common, you know, just interest and people being around to interact with it, you know.
And it was cool on launch, and when like we had a little
yeah.
community, and I guess you were actually like you played the most social class, because you would always run up and it'd be my little fucking, we'd have the blacksmith, and then Itchy would be fucking digging in the mines, or like with Biggs carpenting, putting the fucking places up, and we'd all be sitting there, and then Boo would run up and be like, oh guys, get over here and pray, it's time for church. Come pray with Boo. Please come pray with Boo.
I loved everyone in the town showing up for church.
That was always the best. But it's like you're saying, I loved the mark that you can leave in there too, because like, dude, I remember being like, I remember when we first started, and I was sitting there and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna make some streets, like just laying the streets for the town you're laying in, like that you're in and shit, and like it was honestly
Well,
like,
if you remember, we started right from the beginning, and we were in the very first digging crew. for
yeah,
the very
oh yeah,
beginning
the
of our
first
town.
Iron Vine, yeah, whereas all of us
But-
trying to hit iron like
We
madmen.
got in on release,
Yeah.
and we were part of a huge group of guys digging the first mine for the whole time. It was barren when we came there.
It was, and we killed the
Ah.
trolls and shit. We wiped the land of its scourge, and Biggs built the first boat, I think, and then no one ever used it.
People that we never knew would come from usually like within our town when it got bigger, and they would be like, oh hey, I heard you're the person I should ask to go mining, or like, oh hey, I heard you're the blacksmith and you can do this really well, or people coming for Biggs and they're like, could you please put a second story on my house.
Oh yeah, that was so cool, honestly.
He's like, you got the materials, huh?
Itchy praised you for your smooth and flattening skills. I
Yeah.
remember, yeah, you were there for like a week, a day, Ander. You built a house in the woods, and then the mayor or whatever deforested all the woods by your house, and you're like, I fucking give up. He wanted to live in the woods outside of town. That was funny too. There was those people we'd never even met that had those giant plots of land that the
Oh
mayor
my God,
let him
the
have.
Polish guy.
Yeah.
You remember that Polish guy? That was
Uh.
hilarious. And he'd like complain about people going on his land, and he built the first thing he did was built a
A
massive
huge
fence
marble
with
wall.
nothing in it.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
inside.
Yeah, it's a
And
good
then he
time.
built the rest later.
Fucking A.
My God.
We're all
And-
sitting there trying to team up and find and do different shit. Fucking
We had the wine and cheese cellar.
oh, we did. That was honestly, I almost want to go play Minecraft right now thinking about it and try to actually set some shit up and make it look cool. Put up the
With
Minecraft
all the crazy
server.
mods, here we go.
What's the newest craziest mods?
So
Oh, hey
We're
Christian,
ahead.
Yeah, Itchy, build and mod another server we're gonna play on for 2 days.
Yeah.
do it.
What was the last
We're
server that I
remaking
set
Worm.
up and you never played on?
Zomboid is the one I recall.
Oh yeah, let's
I
go
think there
back to
was a
Zomboid.
one. Let's see. We had a Warcraft private server that Crow and like Bob had all signed into, and then we just never did anything on
Yep,
it.
yep.
Daisy.
Daisy. Did I make a Daisy?
Did we have a
server?
Daisy server?
I don't remember.
I thought it was a
There's-
Project
I've got
Zomboid
so
one.
Yeah, no, maybe it was somebody else. Yeah.
I've got so many fucking servers.
Easier to flatten
so
the
you
ground
know-
in Minecraft.
Just so instead of playing it like Minecraft the Worm, why don't we play
You
Hell
look
with-
for microphone boost.
No.
That was great. No,
The quality is acceptable, but the volume.
Yeah, just turn him up to
Yeah.
100 and hope he doesn't scream into his fucking mic.
Just
I can't-
please, just glue your gain in place where it is right now. Glue it right in place and never touch
Hot
it again.
glue gun it. I know you got one. Your ma's got one.
You know, actually, speaking of my mom, she actually, knit me a real nice sweater.
Oh, why does your family sound so
Oh, nice.
picturesque and awesome all the time? Imagine having a sweater knitted from your mom.
Serial killer talk.
Well,
Probably because, probably because, we have free tuition in the country.
all right.
The fucking state, the government, the Norwegian fucking government is providing me free knitting lessons.
Are you sick?
Wow.
I don't think I'm sick, no.
Oh, I thought you sounded stuffy for a second. Maybe you've always been stuffy. Like me, a nasally
always-
bitch.
I'm a nasally bitch home.
All right. All right. Ugh. So any fucking ways, we were sitting here talking about fucking video games, Christian.
Christian,
Christian.
what was your favorite part of My Summer Car?
Yeah.
My favorite part of my summer car, that's I would say, having to be creative,
Specifically, your favorite thing that you saw or did Summer Car.
My most memorable thing is probably when the fucking bus driver stole my fucking beer. I was so pissed, I didn't even know he would fucking do that. That's fucking awful. I paid for a fucking ticket. I paid for the fucking beer, alright? And in this fucking economy, do you know how much a fucking kind of fucking case of beer costs? It's theft,
300 marks.
no conversation is complete unless somebody says "in this economy" at least once.
I just imagine Christian just like going there, enjoying his meal. Like, oh, I'm just gonna get this other shit and get back on the bus. Because I think I was there watching it too, because I remember him chasing the bus, but I just fucking It's so cinematic in my head now.
It was so funny. He started to put the engine together a little bit, and he got a little bit through it, and then he was like, "All right, fuck this. I'll do this later." He got sick of it so quick.
I'll do this later.
because it's, you know, I don't give a fuck about cars, alright?
Honestly, still
You
to this
You
day,
can still play it, not giving a fuck about cars. You could have so much fun, and
Yeah,
never...
which is the reason why, you know, I just went to the town to get some sausage or whatever I got.
I gotta say still that one of my favorite fucking, because I never realized it and I just thought it was hilarious, but we did it a few times, but the first day when me and Christian were playing Red Dead and he pulls out this boat and he's like, "Oh hey Elm, look at the boat I got." I'm like, "Oh, that's a nice boat, dippity dippity doo." And he looks at the back and he's like, "Yeah, it's the anime." And I was just like, what the fuck, the anime? So like me and Christian, like I can't even remember what the fuck he was saying, but he was doing jokes I didn't even expect. But I was like, glad the anime's in one piece. And like he just like we just kept like going back with like the stupidest anime jokes on this boat. But it's just like it's one of those memories where I'll be like doing my laundry or something, and I'll be like the anime. Like it's just the dumbest shit in my head.
It also
Bro, until you said anime, if you would have just kept going with anime and not revealed the joke, it would have died on me. I would have not gone, oh, anime.
Anime. I get it now.
you know, a lot of fucking people still doesn't realize it until this day that it was a pun. They
Yeah,
thought
that
I
is a
was
great pun, and I would have kept it secret for longer and then made it like started making deeper references with it.
Well, I
Be
couldn't
like,
think.
don't go sailing out into deep water. We don't want tentacles all over anime.
It'd be better. I just wasn't ready for it. I just remember saying the One Piece one because Christian was getting me with crazy shit when I said that. I can't even remember what he was saying, but like I did not expect his comebacks. But it was pretty fucking anime, bro. Bro,
That's pretty fucking anime, bro.
bro. That was your whole RP life was an anime, Christian.
Yeah.
We're gonna adapt it. All right. I'm sure Christian will probably bail out in between these stories because he doesn't give a fuck. But move on to fucking Necro. Necro, an obscure game that you may have not. I don't know. Realized you were going to enjoy so much.
I mean, I'm gonna go back in time with it because everything for me is back in time. I'm old, but Anachronox.
Anachronox.
Yeah, Anachronox is a game made by one of the guys that was one of the founding members of id Software, Tom Hall, and he made it in the Quake 2 engine, but it's like a Final Fantasy 7 sort of style RPG made by an American dev. It's a sci-fi comedy, and it's actually really good, smart sci-fi, and the comedy, like, let me give you an example of how smart and funny the game is.
How do you spell it out?
There's a Anachronox. It's a play on two Latin words. Anachronism, as in like something useless from the past.
Oh yeah, I actually bought this game because of
and
you. I
then-
own this game on Steam because of
Yeah,
you.
it's less than $1 right now, and I
Yeah.
still recommend anyone play it. But to get back to my example of why I think the game's so damn smart and funny, just one example is there's a party member that you get. You go to this planet called Democritus. They don't make any decisions without running it by every single person on the planet first. And whenever you go there to seek their help, they can't come to a decision, but the entire planet would agree that if the entire planet could go with you, that they wouldn't then have any conflict with it. So they, on the spot, use a shrink technology. They just expand it on an industrial level, and they shrink their entire planet to the size of a normal person. So one of your party members is the entire planet and all of its population of Democritus.
I do like that. I wouldn't have minded to see something like that on Outer Worlds.
Pretty intense.
Another one of your party members is a washed out superhero who's very depressed. And or like there's limit breaks too in the style of like Final Fantasy 7. You know, when a little bar builds up and you can do a big super move one time every now and then.
If you've
One of
never
your party
played,
members is
you've
an
never
old
really
guy,
played
and
fucking
he-
Final
his-
Fantasy if you don't know a limit break. All right.
Yeah, like the old guy's limit break is called Yammer, and any enemy you use that limit break on falls asleep after listening to him tell a long, boring story. And it's all done with very clever like animations. Like his face comes out of the side of the screen, just going, and then disappears and comes out another side. It's a over-the-top, funny, clever game with a really great story, and it ends on a cliffhanger, and it'll make you real mad to find out it was a planned trilogy, and there'll probably never be a part 2. But it's so fucking good, and I swear by it. I recommend it to anyone. I would play it 1,000 times in my life. It's so good.
Now this
Anachronox.
is
Fucking high
something
praise.
I forgot to say to both Itchy and Boo and maybe Christian. But so when you say you're taking it back though, like taking it way back, like what point were you playing this? Was this like, were you a console peasant at the time or something? Like, were you playing it when it came out?
Yeah, it was one of the first PC games I bought, actually.
And did it like actually?
I got the demo disc with it. I can't remember what I got the demo disc with. I bought, was it Deus Ex when it first came out? So maybe 20 years ago. But I got the demo disc for it because it came out of the same studio, Ion Storm, in Austin, Texas. And I played the demo and I was blown away by somebody taking Final Fantasy VII's style, but making it's not just the sci-fi thing. Final Fantasy VII was sci-fi, but like making it funny and it actually being funny. Anytime somebody says, check out our new funny game, I cringe before I get curious. Because somebody tells you something is funny, it's usually not.
I'll tell you what's really funny. Because that's
Anachronox surprised me on every level, though. Like, I still love the game.
Was it like when it was coming out too? Like, did it actually look a lot better than like, you know what I mean? If you're playing Final Fantasy VII and you see that, like, how did it feel jumping then to the PC? Does it feel like how it feels jumping to the PC today, to where you're like playing a fucking? Well, you just replaced your TV, actually. I was going to say, that feeling when you fucking upgrade from a TV to a monitor and you're like, oh my god, like, what the fuck was I doing to my computer?
Yeah, bro, like my mouse, I didn't even realize it until this monitor was plugged in, but my mouse used to jerk and stutter. And the only reason I noticed it was because when I got it on a real monitor, my mouse wasn't jerking and stuttering, and I'm like, oh, so that's what it's supposed to feel like. It's like butter now.
Wait a minute, this is great. This is why
It's
I
like
didn't play
somebody
League.
looped up my mouse pad.
Oh wait, that was me. And I'll go back to Itchy. This is the podcast, Biggs. So Itchy, if he's fucking chilling, when did that My Summer Car come out? Actually, like, when did you get it? Like, when did it release?
Oh, he said day it came out, right?
Yeah.
Can I see it on Steam when I got it?
I don't know. I'll look up My Summer Car release date.
Yeah, now you got me curious.
So
When
the
did
24th of
Anachronox come out?
2016.
2001.
So so 2016 is actually I mean, I'll fucking give it to Itchy, but 2016 was special for me because that was like I think 2016 or before, I can't remember, but 2016 was when I was at least, I think, building my first PC. Not building it, having Itchy build it for me, because he's like, bro, I'll build you a fucking computer. What are you doing? So I was like, what did I tell you at the time, Itchy? What did we build a computer for, like $600 or something?
Oh, I don't even remember. Yeah, maybe.
So it was something like that. You were still living.
Good.
Yeah, you were living with your dad. Well, your mom and
Both
your
my
dad.
parents.
Yeah, just your dad. I just remember your dad because he was always. I remember bitching at you to get Ethernet, and he just wouldn't let you run Ethernet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then they had to do it anyways for my mom, but he still didn't do it. He got some like stupid bullshit so that he didn't have to. He just didn't want to have an Ethernet cable going, and I'm like, all right.
Whatever you say. But so I'll say like I'll say in 2016 though it was crazy for me because Itchy had built me a computer, and I just started playing. I wanted to play DayZ, that's why I had him build me a computer. But I started chilling with Itchy all the time, and it used to be me, Itchy, Mortos, and then Biggs, because Biggs would always chill with Mortos and stuff. And back then I hated Biggs. I fucking hated him to death. I was like, who the fuck is this kid? Whatever. But Biggs grew on me. I fucking love Biggs now. He's a very dear friend. But yeah, so when you were getting My Summer Car, like what was that the era for you? Like was that also the beginning of your like scrap mechanic professional career?
God, when did Scrap Mechanic come out?
Right?
So the Scrap Mechanic, and I played this since it was very early too, like before there was any survival or any of that.
Yeah, I was
bullshit.
telling it to someone yesterday. It's 2016 it came out again.
Yeah, that was right around the same time.
Cuz so
Was
at
that
that
also around the time of Black Wake?
was it?
You guys played Black Wake?
Yeah, we loved. No, Black Wake was 2020. No way.
I see
That's not-
2018
no
for Black
way.
Wake. I see 2018. Oh, that's the movie.
Steam listed as fucking 2020.
That's because when it came
No
out, we
way.
played it in early access.
Oh, okay.
But actually, thinking about it as well, I'm not trying to just fill in what I'm asking you, but that back then when you built the PC for me and you played fucking Scrap Mechanic for a long fucking
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like, with nothing. Before the Chinese mods that made it easier.
We couldn't even build trains yet.
Dude, the train adventure, that was just our magnum opus.
So what the hell do you even do in Scrap Mechanic?
Back then, nothing.
Yeah, well, you just built.
goal.
Yeah.
Just build stuff. But now there's like a whole actual survival mode that's, you farm.
Gives you reasons to
Farm bot.
do anything, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, back
Oh.
then, Itchy would just make a challenge, or he'd say we're gonna do something like, "Oh, we're gonna make a hot air balloon," and it would be me, you, Biggs, and I think Bob or whatever. And we
I don't
had
think
that.
Biggs played.
Was it not Biggs? Who was it? Because we had the
No.
4-person balloon that we all controlled. Remember?
Headcrab?
I think this was before Head Crab times. It might have been Martin. Did Martin play Scrap with us?
It might have been. How many of you all friends play?
Scrap
Who the fuck
Mechanic
is
Biggs.
Gatorade fan?
That's Bob.
That- Bob?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just
No,
give
it
him a
was just
fucking
me, you and
nickname. That's
Bob.
how I always remember you motherfuckers now when you change your names. I just give everyone a nickname.
I won't change my name.
Oh, Elm, what is my nickname?
Your nickname? I thought it was Rockabill.
Exactly.
Sorry, we're local.
Do we give ourselves nicknames?
I guess. Do you want to
That's
start
not fair.
draw from a hat? So, Itchy, what was
I feel that someone else should nickname me. Otherwise, I'd be like, Face Punch McHuge Dick.
Well, you already told me a bunch of your nicknames. What was the last one? Big Baby?
Oh, Creek.
Oh, Creek.
Yeah, Creek Big Baby.
I like the Big Baby jersey one. Big Baby. It looked good on
Hey,
you, though.
big man. Hey, big man, big player. That look good on you. Hey, big man. That look good on you, though. He was right, though, man. That shit. That shirt alone almost made babies.
It was a good fucking shirt, bro. Got me through a lot. But so Itchy, what was when you were playing My Summer Car? Like, what were you coming from off playing that? Was it did it wow you in ways that other games hadn't yet at that time?
Yeah, I guess so. I think I was just playing BeamNG.
Oh, BeamNG's been out before that.
Yeah, BeamNG is old.
Oh wow.
It was released May 29th, 2015. I don't know which one I played first.
You were just really into car shit still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Boo, fucking, when you went to play Worm and shit, was it at like a weird time at all? Like, what did it wow you in ways other things hadn't? Because I like Worm is crazy, but I also feel like if you played like Minecraft, you'd be like, this is really hardcore Minecraft.
I mean, same designer, right?
I think so.
One of the
Yeah,
sim
didn't-
designers, yeah.
Yeah, and, like Notch worked on it. Something.
Yeah, he left. I don't remember what the company's called. But
He left Worm and then made Minecraft or whatever.
It is, yeah. Because I remember playing Minecraft when it was just a creative mode, just an open world.
Oh,
with
yeah.
blocks. So
Yeah, I got in on that $5 alpha.
right.
Bro, I got Minecraft when it first came to, what was it, like PS3, I think it was. And I can't tell you, I've never been more fucking confused than when I was sitting here on a console. Like, just, I was out of touch with everyone. I was like at the start of me cutting everyone out of my life. And I was like giving up on shit at a point. Like I was getting, you know, but I
I was
fucking
playing a lot of Skyrim.
a lot of
That's what it
Skyrim.
was.
Yeah, well, fucking, I
Before
did
that.
the fucking Minecraft, and I just remember playing Minecraft for like 5 days straight, being like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do in this game?" I was like, "It's all really cool, but what the fuck am I supposed to be doing?"
Oh, I played Killing Floor. I used to play a
That's a
bunch of
good game,
Killing
too.
Floor. I think it was with Bob.
Yeah, it was you, Bob, and Bacon, because fucking, I think that was like one of the first gifted games I got was Killing Floor from Bacon. And you guys would just force me to play Killing Floor, and I was like, this is fucking terrible.
Looking back, I'm like, wow, how did I have fun with a game like Killing Floor? But at the time, like, I used to just go, like, walk to Bob's house at the trailer park and just hang out, and he would play Killing Floor a bunch.
When I was a kid, I used to make like 20 different Steam accounts just to play Killing Floor. Because they had like this 2-day free demo you could play.
Oh, Necro. Remember how you were saying you stole the fucking AOL discs live on fucking, you know, to the federal
Oh
government?
yeah, dude! I used to ride around on my bike in the hood, open up people's mailboxes and steal their AOL CDs for another free hour of internet.
So
Damn.
I was thinking about that when I was little, and I'd go to the, like, if I was going anywhere with someone who had a car, if they stopped at a gas station, I used to steal the demo discs out of gaming magazines. Like,
Damn.
I'm gonna go home and play this demo disc.
Yeah, dude!
bro.
I had like 5 years of internet from stolen AOL CDs.
Just whipping them out every
I
hour.
was also playing a ton of Oblivion and remember Don't Starve Together?
I do, yeah. I remember Spider Meatballs.
Yeah, I got that still. Yeah.
Remember Far Cry 3?
Oh,
Yeah. Or we did Far Cry 5 or whatever, right? Or was it 3?
I think we did 4 and 5.
I remember the the gravity gun and the jet skis, and trying to shove other planes and shit inside of the fucking semi trucks and
Oh my
breaking the
fucking
game's
God.
physics.
Yeah, what were we trying to put in the back of it? There was a one kind of truck you could get where you could open the back of it,
Yep.
or the back was just always open or something. And like we would just try and put another vehicle in there and just fly away. That's great.
We were trying to put the helicopter in there the one time. Oh, it's yeah. Game physics, they're fun. But I fucking I cut past you, Boo. I didn't let you go on to finish the other games you were playing at the time.
You guys ever heard of a game called Darkfall?
Darkfall?
Darkfall, yeah.
Nope.
Whenever that released, it was released in beta, early access. Whenever that whole scene was picking up of
Unholy
doing it,
Wars?
Yeah, Crowfall was
before
a
that.
spiritual successor to it, and a
Oh.
giant failure.
Alright. Yeah, true.
Two Darkfalls. There was Darkfall 2.0 and then Unholy Wars, and I think there was one prior to that. It was just like the beta version that everybody was getting in on. But I remember like sitting in college and having a class having to press refresh to try to get a copy of it so I could play this, game where PvP and skills matter and all this, everything they sold you. And like the day
This
2,
shit
it was-
matters.
Well, the problem it comes in with, like, when you play multiplayers, it's easy for single player, but multiplayer is the hacking and or manipulation, and they manipulated the living crap out of it because your stats would raise based on the damage you took. So if you took acid, you would raise your acid resistance, and your magic resistance would go up a little bit as well with that. These guys figured out if I sat in an acid pool and healed all day long, that guy would get healing spells, and he would get mana regeneration spells. And guess what? We can also duplicate all these items, so we have infinite amounts of it. So it was just like this.
Oh god.
Everybody's playing the game. I enjoyed it. It was super cool. You would run around this massive world. It would take you a solid probably hour and a half to go from corner to corner if you're like swimming and going into the actual corners. I'd say the mainland was probably maybe 15 minutes apart. You know, it wasn't too crazy, but it was a big world. You go out and you see the nodes and you gather the stuff and you can make the stuff and you can use it, and it all was on you, and people were like, I want to be a smith, and everybody wanted to do the RP thing, and it just like, it's the weird clash of having to find the fine line of interaction with being able to control how people can manipulate it, because some people want, like, everybody wants to play by the rules over here, but people are like, why would I play by the rules when I could do this cool shit?
Yeah, I mean,
But
duping should always
I'm not
be,
blaming
you know, that should just be a no. But it makes me
That's
kind of
fucking norm.
it makes me think of like EverQuest though, like because the thing I loved about EverQuest was like, all right, if you want to get better at this, you have to do that thing. It's like you're saying, you're like take damage. Like I think in EverQuest, like you would have to level a fucking alcohol tolerance because like alcohol gave you great like fucking raid buffs. Even if like you weren't like a warrior, but you'd always have like these drunk warriors just running into battle, and I thought it was hilarious if you're just role playing that too. But that's what I loved about the magic too, is like because you had to do things to get better. So like I played a fucking wizard. I was like, oh fuck it, me and Crow played. And we were just two dark wizard boys, and it would be fucking if you'd be running somewhere. I'm like, I cast levitate on myself just for the fuck of it. But like as I'm running, I'm like putting up these fucking shield spells and heals like nonstop just because like like why not? I'm running somewhere. I might as well fucking skill up.
Right.
But that'll lead me on to, you know, I'm finally gonna go with a obscure game, and I've probably said this before or whatever, but it's also the circumstance around the fucking game too is why I really enjoyed it. But fucking Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, all right, fucking so I talk about like living in little ass Dundee a lot, but like when I went back to Dundee, it was like, fuck, when did the GameCube fucking come out? GameCube came out in like 2001, right? So
Sounds about right.
we had gotten a GameCube, or someone had gotten a GameCube really early on because they were really cheap. So like even though we were poor, we still got a GameCube, and that was our system. That's what we were playing. And I had like moved away from my hometown, then to like I moved from that place to Florida, and it was like terrible because I lived with my dad for a little bit, and I like turned into an emo or whatever. But I came back to Dundee in like 2003 or 2004, like I don't know. And so by then the GameCube's already a few years old. So like the thing is, I'm in Dundee in this fucking middle of nowhere town, but I feel like I used the GameCube exactly how they intended, because this is still like, yeah, it's 2001, the internet exists or whatever, but I'm just a kid and I'm like not savvy with any of that shit. I'm just playing a console. But I was already like really enjoying Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I was like, wow, like this is a weird ass game. I've never really played anything RPG like. But the thing is like, even though it's a sales plot or whatever, it's been a few years. So like people already have their fucking Game Boy Advances and their fucking like the Game Boy Advance's hookups to the fucking GameCube. So I met some friends in Dundee who they would bring their GameCube. There was this quotations youth center, and it was just this building that some fucking person rented out, or like the city had or something, the town. And like if you were a kid, you could just go there and chill. And there was like a pool table, and then they had a TV where we could plug video games in, and they would randomly just serve snacks. It was fucking awesome. So we would always fucking go there, and fucking the one kid would bring the GameCube, and we'd all fucking sit there and play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles all day. And Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, like I'm not usually a music person when it comes to like video games, but Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles has some of the most like beautiful fucking music and like unique music of any fucking game I've ever played. Like if I'll ever say like a video game music track is the best, it's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And it's from a purely like musical perspective. Like I don't care who the fuck you are, go look up Crystal Chronicles fucking OST and tell me fucking you don't find those songs crazy. But like it was just weird because I was using the GameCube. I feel like how they thought the GameCube was going to be used, that you'd be bringing it out to your friends and actually playing these social games together. But it was cool though.
Brought that shit no.
No one brought that shit nowhere. But that's exactly what I was doing, because moving from Dundee in like 2003 or 4 or whatever, because it was only like a year there or whatever, maybe 2. I came back to my hometown and I had all my other friends again. And I started smoking mad weed, but it would be me and Crow, and we'd either be playing fucking World of Warcraft at the time, because he hooked me up with a computer. I got a computer or something. He hooked me up with a graphics card, and we somehow got it to work over the phone with his dad and shit. And fucking so I started playing Warcraft with him, but like I couldn't always afford Warcraft every month. And it didn't start out like that, but what it did start out with was fucking lots of Crystal Chronicles. So I always thought it was just really cool, especially in a community aspect, because like you could go back and look at Crystal Chronicles gameplay right now and be like, oh yeah, it's like some basic kind of bullshit, like it's like an arcade RPG almost. But that shit was, I can't explain how much fun I fucking had actually playing that game through like all these weird different transitions.
You know, one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's quite an obscure game, but it's called Expedition Vikings.
Oh,
Has anybody heard of it?
Oh, I haven't. Not.
Alright, so it's basically just, so the story behind it is that, CG, the man himself, sent me a bunch of keys, Steam keys he had no use for, right?
all right. The man himself, the legend, the lover.
The lover, the guy himself sent me a few games, and one of them was Expeditions Vikings, right?
All right.
So basically, it turned out to be basically, kind of like Baldur's Gate or Divinity: Original Sin.
Yeah, it looks like a tile based Divinity kind of game.
Yeah, basically, and it's so good, man. Holy shit, it's so good. And I was so surprised.
Why is it so good though? Like the story?
It's actually a really good story, and the combat is really fun. The combat is really fun.
It honestly doesn't look too terrible.
So basically, you're playing as a Danish, Danish Jarl. And you have to save your tribe by going to England. And you get basically just ass wiped by this big ass fat Norwegian dude, and the rest is history.
I'm guessing it has a happy ending.
And also, so guys, since I'm basically a baby compared to you, right? I've been starting to play a lot of retro games, and I just finished one which actually blew my mind.
Was it Morrowind?
It was Morrowind.
Did you actually finish it?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it. It's so good, I really wish that a lot of more modern. Just imagine Morrowind with modern engine, the same systems but with a modern engine.
I could, but you still gotta play Daggerfall, and if there's anyone who can tell you about Daggerfall, it's fucking cynical Greybeard.
Morrowind is so much better than Oblivion and Skyrim, but Daggerfall is infinitely better than Morrowind.
Explain.
So, I can't go too autistic because then we'll be here for the rest of the night. But like,
Wasn't
So here's-
Daggerfall all randomly generated
Yes.
shit?
Not
Like
all
of
the
it.
whole
Not-
world.
not all of it.
And there
right?
was
Like
some
the-
scripted quests, but like the whole world itself
The-
was.
Not the world. The world isn't procedurally generated. So like here's the way you got to look at it. The mountains are the mountains. They're not going to be in the same place every time. But they're going to be in the same region every time, right? The swamps are the swamps. And you're not going to find the game will be different every time you play it. But some towns will always be in the same place, and some dungeons will always be the same and in the same place. And the thing about the quests is, even though there are, like when you said there's some scripted quests, you're close. There's like a line of quests that you have to do to say you completed the game, and choices you make along that quest, like the way forks work in Daggerfall. Let me find the there's an actual graphic that explains just how fucking insane the main quest is with just the forks. I'll put a link up in chat. But the rest of the game is constantly just responding to the way you work. I was explaining to Elm earlier, there's like within the Mages Guild alone, there's like 15 factions, and it's possible for you to piss off a faction within a guild and cause problems for yourself.
Wasn't there
So that-
something you could do, like if you accidentally like attack or steal from someone in a town, like you'll just be hated forever by like everyone?
Yeah, you can literally get exiled from a kingdom.
Yeah, that was it. You had to be super careful not to get exiled for doing shit.
And
So,
seriously,
You can, if you're running around on a horse and like holding the jump button down to level up your acrobatics, and you hit somebody, that's assault. And if the guards come up to you and they're like, "Hey, you committed a crime, you're gonna pay for that," and you say no and keep running. If you keep running from the law instead of paying up for your crime or whatever, you'll eventually get exiled from that kingdom, and it's just on site. So exile from that kingdom just means guards will not relent. You won't be able to surrender. Like you're gonna get murdered. That's your choice.
And there's like no going back, right? Could you never get unexiled?
Yeah, you can get unexiled from a kingdom. You can either cheat, which is cheap, or you can wait it out. And waiting it out it could be anywhere from a couple of days to a year, sometimes 20 years.
so I will say,
But
like,
like there's things like you can summon Daedra, but the Daedra you summon is based on what day it is, what period of the year it is, how cold it is outside, if it's night or if it's day.
and people are still
If
modding
it's
Daggerfall
foggy.
right now. Like
Didn't they
I'm
rebuild the whole thing to actually be modern and playable on? Yeah, they did it with all the Elder Scrolls.
They did it with
games,
all
I'm
those
sure
Elder
they
Scrolls.
did.
Yeah, open MW, Daggerfall's Daggerfall Unity.
Yeah, Daggerfall Unity.
yeah.
that's
So
what
I'm playing
the
Daggerfall
review
Unity
I
right
was
now, but
seeing.
I'm just using old school graphics still. Necro plays Daggerfall fucking with all the new Unity shit, and it does look crazy. But I think it looks really like charming this way. Besides the skybox looks like shit. But the cool thing about the skybox is if you can like make them out or whatever, all the Skyrim symbols are up there, and you can do shit based off the stars and stuff. Or am I thinking of Soda?
Yeah, you can actually navigate by star.
But this like Necro could show you.
There's like the easiest way I could simplify why Daggerfall is better than all of the rest of them is I've said this before, but this is just the simplest way to explain it. In Daggerfall, there were factions within the guilds. There was a spellmaker. Climbing, swimming, and jumping are stats. In Morrowind, there are guilds. Jumping is a stat, and you can make spells. In Oblivion, jumping is a stat, and in Skyrim, there's dragons? Like, Daggerfall is like, I have everything all of the other games have in hundreds of, like, there's like 150,000 square kilometers of procedural generation. And if you were to look at, you know how all the dungeons in Diablo and Diablo 2 were procedural? Like, every dungeon in Daggerfall is potentially the size of the entirety of Diablo 2. So
I still
while you're
think
playing
Morrowind was
Daggerfall,
the
it's like
peak.
playing 500 Diablo 2s.
But so, well, I know that I've been playing for all of, the Elder Scrolls game. There's one thing I really wish existed, and that is just, some sort of, Elder Scrolls, just fucking, sandbox game, maybe in the style of Kenshi or anything.
Well, I gotta say,
Yeah.
like
Why
that's
not play Kenshi?
the thing that
Kenshi's great.
Daggerfall has over
Yeah, it's a good
Morrowind
game.
still,
Great game.
Itchy. When you say that Morrowind has it, is Daggerfall's fucking scope. If Morrowind had the scope of Daggerfall, like I think it'd be fucking overly insane. Because Daggerfall is literally,
I love Morrowind.
it's
I love
huge.
Oblivion and Skyrim too. I just love Daggerfall more.
But so,
My choices matter. Like in Morrowind, there isn't a single choice that you make that has a serious consequence. Aside from you can't beat the game now. Like if you kill Vivek, you can't beat the game now. And in Oblivion, same thing. There's no choice that has a consequence on the story. And in Skyrim, the only choice you make that has any consequence on the story is the Blades going, listen, we know you talked to Parthornax and he's a fucking dragon. We're not working with you anymore unless you go kill that bitch. We kill all dragons, no exceptions. So you can either kill the one positive dragon in the world to continue working with the Blades, or don't. Those, like, there's no choice and consequence. They're great stories, don't get me wrong, but they're linear stories in open worlds. Like Bethesda forgot how to make an open world story in an open world after the guys that made Daggerfall quit while Morrowind was being made. Like, is Daggerfall objectively better? No, but like at the end of the day, Daggerfall has a city that looks like people live in it. In Skyrim, the capital of Whiterun, there's like 11 people living there. In Morrowind, like the city
Well, that game
that
was
people
running on
sail
dog
into
shit.
to land on Morrowind has like 7 people living in it.
They wanted it to look graphically good, but it was running on absolute dog shit. Like the Xbox 360 and PS3 were running Skyrim, which is just insane.
But yeah, so I also believe that, but so Morrowind, the game was actually supposed to be larger and, have an entire province, but they didn't have enough
They almost
resources
went
to implement it.
bankrupt.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
and the guys
so
that
they-
were making it literally quit working for the company, so they had to try to rescue it.
So they decided to only have, Wardenfell. Maybe which sucks.
And then
But now the guys that made Daggerfall that quit working before Morrowind came out have a new video game company, and they said they're doing another procedurally generated world. This time it'll be 200,000 square kilometers. So Ted Peterson, the guy that wrote all the lore for the entire Elder Scrolls series, they're still using Ted Peterson's writing for all of their games because he wrote thousands of years of lore. Like, Ted Peterson is writing the lore for Wayward Realms, and the guy that made Daggerfall what it is building the engine for it. So the original 3 mines that and I can't think of the third guy's name because he's Indian. It's one of those like tough names to come, VJ. I can't think of his fucking name, and I'm not trying to disrespect him. It's just a hard name to say. But
I have to pee.
those 3 guys are responsible for the Elder Scrolls that we all know and love. And I do think Morrowind is a great game, but it is a shadow of what its predecessor was. And I think Oblivion is a great game, but it is a shadow of what Morrowind is. And I think Skyrim is a great game, but it is a shadow of what Oblivion is. Bethesda consistently makes greater selling, better looking games, but they're fucking their way to the bottom when it comes to actual gameplay and depth and choices mattering.
Damn, I wonder how Elder Scrolls 6 will be like.
they're just gonna add building
I'm-
and that's it.
Yep, it's going to be Fallout 4, but Elder Scrolls.
So guys, this
Like-
might be really controversial, but I really enjoyed building in Fallout 4. That's why I have like 600.
I did too.
I didn't mind building in Fallout 4. I
I
just
like the
fucking,
building. I just hated the everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I liked my time in Fallout 4 because I liked Nick Valentine's story, but What the fuck? I loved building a logic gate for my fucking door because I was like making an oh fuck system just because I was like role playing or whatever. I had to figure out how to make a logic gate so a door would shut when I flipped a switch, and I was like, fuck! I didn't think it was gonna be this hard.
What game?
Fucking
Fallout 4?
Fallout 4, yeah.
Oh,
There was no reason
you
to
know,
do it, but
fuck Fallout 4.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, fuck Fallout 4 and 76.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
definitely.
dislike 4. I just don't like it. Like I can't get. I hate that they're calling it an RPG.
This is Daggerfall, babes.
And whenever I talk to somebody and they go, "Hey, I want you to do a thing," I get 4 choices, and my 4 choices are yes, yes, but in all caps, yes, but sarcastically, and no, but yes. In Fallout 4, you're gonna do whatever you're told to do, and those are your only choices.
Well, so this is
New Vegas.
again. I'll say it again. I'll say it the fuck again. I still gotta finish my other fucking Fallout playthrough and go through New Vegas. But Fallout 4, I very much enjoyed Nick Valentine's story. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about all Fallouts that I enjoy. It's usually like Fallout 1 and 2 had decent fucking stories. Like I liked Fallout 2 more. But Fallout
Hands down,
3
yeah.
Fallout 3 did not have the greatest story, nor did Fallout 4. Nor did Fallout fucking New Vegas. But with the choices in New Vegas, that's what made it good too. Because it doesn't, like, I don't have to give a fuck about the fucking Hoover Dam. Honestly, like, I give a fuck about like what I did or who else I like. I was helping the fucking the fucking New California Republic do this or that. Like, but that's when I say like Nick Valentine. Like, I love Nick Valentine's story, and like, luckily I got to like drag that through the entire Fallout game and all the DLCs, and it was just more enjoyment of like being like getting these plots. Like Far Harbor with Nick Valentine is such a fucking cool story, all right? Like, I'm a sucker for fucking robot sentience, I'll always say it. But you have a bunch of robots making a fucking cult, and if you fucking bring Nick with you and ask him like what he thinks of this shit, like, it's really fucking cool. Like, and that's what I enjoyed about it. I'm not gonna say
Fun fact: the guy who voiced Nick Valentine is the same guy who voiced the dude who runs the Riverwood Trader in Skyrim. And he's also the voice of Garrett in the Thief series. One of my favorite voice actors.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
I just thought something out.
What?
You know the first emperor. You meet in Oblivion.
Yeah. He's
yeah, by the way,
Picard.
the Emperor in Daggerfall
Yeah,
is the
that's-
same Emperor.
That's why the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
game was. That's why the whole game sucked, though.
Yeah, the whole game sucked because they spent all that money getting a celebrity in instead of making the game good. It's the same reason Skyrim is so fucking shallow. Is like, how many fucking celebrities do you need in a fucking game? You don't. You don't need
Wait-
any. Who
wait,
you know who played
Arthur-
Uriel Septim in Daggerfall? He was voiced by a real actor. You know who played him? Yeah, neither do I. Neither does anyone. He's just a video game actor. Who cares?
Oh, wait, so are
Like,
there any
here-
celebrities in Skyrim?
How many are there? Oh, Skyrim's got like Christopher Plummer, fucking the guy that was like the lead judge on Judge Dredd. Skyrim's got more celebrities than fucking Oblivion did. I just can't remember them all. It's unnecessary.
But like, I know this is bad graphics or whatever. Like Itchy would say, they're running it on an Xbox or whatever. But this is fucking in Daggerfall. Like, just look at the size of this random ass town I just ran to. Like, there's like if. I'm not gonna scale it to Dwarf Fortress in like the depth or whatever, but there's people living here. We can go find out about their lives and we can role play or whatever. But like everything has like, I don't know, they got like their taverns and shit. There's different colleges that exist in this town. Necro knows better, but like these colored buildings are all their own different types of shit.
One, two, let me see, 3, 4. I'm counting celebrities in Skyrim.
Well,
5, 6, 7. 7 at least, and that's on some page I'm not going to click next on. But like Claudia Christian from Babylon 5, Linda Carter from Wonder Woman, Vladimir Kulich from 13th Warrior, Michael Hogan from Battlestar Galactica, Joan Allen from Face Off, Born Supremacy, Christopher Plummer from every movie ever, Max von Sydow from every movie ever.
I forgot to say I'm leaving.
bye.
I think.
Oh,
Goodbye.
Have a good one.
I love how he always
Boys,
leaves
I
like
also have to
Bilbo.
dip. My cable appointment is coming up.
All right, enjoy. Okay,
They're on their way over right now.
I figured we're done anyways. You boys have a good evening, and thank you for joining.
Yeah, man.
It was a
Take
good
care.
time.
Y'all be good.
Thank you.
Adieu.
I'm gonna restart this. And what, Christian? What are you doing for the night?
I'm doing literally nothing. I've been listening to you guys.